Hey everybody, it's Kathleen Hepler here for our Monday night call, and I'm here with my buddy Valerie, who has to, oh yeah, you unmuted yourself.
I unmuted. Hi everybody.
Welcome guys, we are so close to getting into the holiday season. I hope everybody is raring to go. We had, just as we do every single month from this point forward, started it in November, is putting a calendar up in the Goal Diggers group to show exactly how simple this job is, whether it is the holiday season or the dead of summer, it's the same thing. And the reason being, once you have a system in place and you work from that system, everything else falls into place and you're not fumbling. You're saving so much time because you know exactly what you're supposed to be doing, and you just do it and move on with your day. So I know that there are people on this call that are driving and people at work, going to work. And guys, I know that our schedules are crazy. Everyone's are different. So that's the best part of this business. So let's maximize what we do with the small amount of time that we have. So we talk about every single month, or every single week on these calls, we talk about having a system. I'm going to show you a PowerPoint that actually I did it in Albany with some of the girls that are on this call. I did it with them, and we do it locally here. Where even if you were at our local meetings or the Albany meetings to see some of these things, do not feel that, oh my gosh, you're talking about the same stuff again, because every time we pull a little bit of different things out. I changed a few things up a little bit. But before we even start that, let's look at your day. Think about what you do every day. And if you don't have a planner or your system of what you're going to do from the moment you wake up until the moment you put your kiddos to bed or you put your head on your pillow, then you're not maximizing your time and you're spinning around, not really knowing what to do and not getting things done. I'm a major proponent of to-do lists. Even if I've done it, I write it down and check it, because I love to see such a good feeling to feel accomplished that you've done something. So at night when I put my head down on my pillow, I write down all of my to-do lists for the next day, just little things that pop up throughout the day, and I put it on tomorrow's to-do list. But Val is going to show us her schedule. I'm going to share the screen so that you guys can see exactly what she has written, and yours may look different. My calendar looks completely different than hers. My day is done differently. I organize myself completely differently than she does. But this is just an idea for if you are a non-organized person, you need to get some sort of system down. So let me share that one. Hold on. Here we go. Let me do this first. All right, there's viewers, Val. Can everybody see that?
Okay. This is what works for me. And like Kathleen said, everyone has a different way of organizing things, but it's finding what works for you. And I just wanted to show you guys how I do this. And first of all, every Sunday I sit down and fill in what I need to for the week, okay? The first part where it's blue and orange is stuff that I'm doing during that day. Blue is like my personal stuff, and the orange is all Plexus-related things. And then at the bottom of the page is all of my people that I'm working on that week. But there's two different colors there. Yellow people are people that I'm following up with that I've talked to about Plexus before, and pink people are people that I need to expose to the business or to the product, either one. And though that's what Kathleen is going to talk a little bit more about, the exposing thing. I know some of you have heard that and some of you haven't, but I even have some of them, if you notice, like Sarah Z, it says that she has fibro next to her name. And then there's other people that just say expose, or there's someone on here who has back pain. I put that all on there if I know if I know what this person's ailments are or what issue they may be having, just so it's easier for me when the week is going, that it's a much faster process for me to message them about that specifically. Obviously the people that I'm just exposing, those are people that I'm reaching out and saying, can I add you to this resource group, which is Plexus Success. I'm doing the same with the other people also, but I already have a target of what I'm going to do with them, if that makes sense. I already know that, Jen is suffering from back pain, so those are the testimonies that I'm going to be looking for. And this is like information that I'm like finding on most of them, a couple of them in here I know, but most of them I'm finding this info from watching them on Facebook and watching them complain about stuff, basically. So that's where I'm getting that info. The other, all the orange stuff is just regular, like scheduling posts and calls and blah, blah, blah. But I wanted to show you, specifically how I am organizing people that I am exposing to whatever it may be. It doesn't mean that it has to be the success group. It could mean that I'm going to expose them to the 7-day challenge. It could mean that I'm exposing them to the 3-day blitz for business reasons. It's I have them labeled like that so that I know where to put them, basically, what I'm going to be doing with them. So I think that that's a good way to keep yourself organized and know who you're targeting that week. I mean, I hate to put it like that, but I mean, it's kind of what it is. You know what I mean? Who you're going to work with that week. So, I mean, I will talk, there's more I want to talk about once Kathleen gets into the, after the exposing portion of it, when we start to involve people, I'll talk a little bit more about that, but I just wanted to show you, I think it's pretty simple. Honestly, I think that, if you have a planner, this is pretty simple, and, it's a good way to keep yourself organized, but you guys got to choose what works for you.
Absolutely. And I'm going to stop sharing for a minute. I love that because my calendar looks completely different. And honestly, as you're going through and I saw so-and-so's appointment, I'm like, oh, I didn't put my daughter's appointment on my planner today. Guess who missed her appointment? Because I didn't write it down. That's the kind of stuff my brain is going. If you guys know, I'm like a squirrel. A lot of you are too, that if you don't write it down, you forget it. So if you don't write people's names down and what it is next to them, you will forget to follow up with them. And that is the key to this business. When it's not about when you find a person and you ask them to try a triplex. Oh my gosh, that is like trauma almost. When you go to someone and say, hey, I know that I do plexus. Do you want to try triplex? That would be great. That would be fun. What is it? I'll tell you what it is. Oh my God, that's like way too much in your face. So we are simplifying everything and giving you guys tons of information on how to bring people in, but doing it so simply. You expose people to the business, the product, and involve them in some kind of 3-way communication or using a third-party tool, and then upgrade them to customer and ambassador. So I'm going to share my screen again. Hopefully it will work again. That would be great. All right. So I love this quote. I put this in everything I do because smart people learn from everything and everyone. Average people learn from their experiences, and stupid people already have all the answers. If you are going through this and you say, oh my gosh, I do this all the time and I'm getting better every time I do it. Yeah, that's great. You're learning from your experiences, which is wonderful. But Bob Heilig and all of these books that we read and corporate people and diamonds and all that, they put calls out all the time. Corporate does calls all the time. You need to learn from everything and everyone. So even when I do these calls, chat with people, I'm learning from other people. And you're in this for the business. You're not in this as a hobby. So let's get you some customers so that you have a business. The 5 different things. Oh, we're not going to do the 5 different things. Let's first look at how you do prospecting, how you bring people in. There's 3 ways to do that. This is the one I want to show you. We're going to, 1, expose people to the business, the products, and the opportunity. And if you are with us on Saturday, we practice using voice messenger to ourselves, with each other, and and talking to people, where you guys can practice that too, but expose people to the business. And as you do that, you're just showing them what we have. When you do that, you're going to use a third-party tool. Plexus Success is just one of them. Don't feel that that is the only one. Yes, it's the best one because Val threw so much in there, but there's so many other things to do as well. And we're going to talk about that in a minute as well. Once you use that third-party tool, you want to involve them by asking questions and having a conversation with them about their needs. Remember, none of this is about you, so you have to take you out of it and your nervousness out of it. Make it super simple, short and sweet. And then once you go to the upgrade portion, decide whether they're going to be a customer or an ambassador, and use the Goal Diggers First Steps group. So let's first go back to number 1. Are you guys cool with that? Everybody make sense? 3 things. Expose, involve, upgrade. You wrote that down? Cool. Okay. Let's go to expose. Here are 3 samples. Can you guys see what those are? Is that clear enough? Yes? Cool. Here are 3 sample wordings. The very first one, you don't have to write it down. Don't feel that you have to write this down. Amy put it in your IPA challenge for this week. So if you say, oh my gosh, that's a good one, go to the IPA challenge or go to Goal Diggers. Amy posted the IPA challenge for the week. That's it. And the next one is one about the business. I love starting with the business, even though we don't do it as much as we should, because if you go starting with the business, hey, I know that you have a great job and you're just like everybody else struggling to make ends meet. I would love to show you a little bit about what I do because my business is growing and I would love for you to get some money in your pocket too. Something along those lines. I was going to change this. See this word, willing. Are you open to taking a look? I love that. Sandra at our Albany meeting, she said, I would change willing to open because no one wants to be closed-minded. Everyone wants to be very open-minded and think that they're open-minded people. So why wouldn't you say, are you open just to taking a look? You're not asking people to purchase right away. You're just exposing them to that third-party tool. Got it? Super simple. And don't worry about writing those things down, but those are just samples. And if you want to, write little bullets to yourself so that when you do that voice messenger, it makes everything so much easier when you go to send it to someone, so that you stick to your script. Remember, you only have 59 seconds before it sends. So you can send it to yourself, pretend you are sending it to your friend and send it to yourself, and then just forward it on. Does that make sense? Do you guys know what I'm talking about when you do that? When you hit the voice messengery part, but type in your name, put it to you. So you're writing to yourself. Pretend that you're talking to Jen and say, hey, Jen, I added you to this incredible resource group called Plexus Success, and I tagged you, blah, 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 blah. And then when you're done, if it sounds good, there's that little kind of sideways V. Click that, and it will forward it. Sound good? All right, so that's just the exposure part. A little painless, right? That's super painless. You agree? Give me a thumbs up. Painless. Like, I can do that. Cool. So just like what Val did with her planner, you're going to write down 20 people for the month of December, at least. And you're going to say, I can send those messages out. I could do that. Let me do it. So once you do, now what do? You're exposing them. What are you exposing them to? Third-party tool. That's anybody but you. Here are just a few. The Success Group is fabulous, especially if you have ailments, issues, that kind of thing. But we also have so many other things. Amy started the Joyome Blitz on December 1st, and that goes for 10 days. You can jump in late. Who cares? The 7-day challenge, that's got to start next week. Or normally we have a 3-day blitz, but this month, because of December and the holiday and all that, we're switching it to a 1-day because who has 3 days to focus on anything, right? But your own sip and sees around your area, online opportunity meetings at corporate gigs, shareables in the virtual office, tons of those. There's videos back there, tons of videos. Joyome has their own website. You can go there with videos from there. Don't feel that you have to. I think Erin did a video on this today. Don't feel that you have to know everything. Guys, I know I don't know all this stuff. I don't need to. What I know are how to love on my people and how to connect with my friends and show them that I don't need to know everything to be successful with this business, and neither do you. But here are some awesome resources that we have to get you there. So if you feel that you have to know everything, or if you show that you know everything about our products, other people's products, to compare all that stuff, then other people are going to say, well, I don't have time to learn all of this information about these products and this and the business. I can't. It's too much. I have my own crazy life and my own crazy job. I can't. But if you say, hey, fibromyalgia friend, I just put you in Plexus Success, and I'm going to tag you in a couple fibromyalgia things of some friends of mine that have had successes. I'm sure that you're open to take a look at that. And then I'm going to give you a call later on tonight and we could chat about it. That sounds a little painless, right, guys? Also, makes sense? Like, yeah, I'm getting nuts. Like, oh, yeah, that sounds brilliant. And it does. Come on. It's brilliant, but it's simple. This is a sheet that Val created. We show this all the time because it's fabulous. And again, you don't need to know what products would work best. If you have someone with fibromyalgia, it says right there, HC Triplex, Nerve and Ease. Oh, it's right there. I had someone with, we should put that in there. I had someone with shingles the other day.
Yeah,
and
we got to add that.
Yeah, and she said to me, she's like, oh, I think I should do the Fast Relief Cream. That'll help. What I did was just go in Plexus, not in Plexus, in Facebook land, and typed in Plexus shingles. Guess what? Tons of stories came up. So I took them and put them in the success group because I needed more information about that. And I found out what products work best for those people. Super simple. I didn't need to know any of that stuff because who knows? All right. So you got them in these groups. Now what? You have a conversation about that tool that you used. What interests you most? I love this part. What stood out to you? Is this something you can relate to? What are your health goals? What would you like to change? And then on a scale of 1 to 10, how interested are you in going this route? On a scale of 1 to 10, do you think you want to give this a shot? Fibromyalgia friend. Oh my God, yes, they would. And I love Val. Share about the deal when you were chatting with Matthew, I think it was Matthew, or maybe it was Ryan, about finding people that have ailments versus finding people that are looking for the business.
It was Ryan, and when I'm going to tell you what he said to me when we were talking about, recruiting and just, involving people and getting people on board. And, I said, because I think we've all done this, we've had a problem or felt uncomfortable, per se, with leading with the business versus leading with the products. The products are something that we're comfortable with. And don't get me wrong, everybody needs the products. So we understand that. But he said to me, do you want to look for people with ailments for the rest of your life, or do you want to look for people who want to do this business with you? And it was kind of like ding, ding. Like when he said that to me, I was like, okay, yeah, this makes sense. Like, I guess I never thought about it like that, but that's what we've been doing for 5 years. We really haven't been looking for business people. And if anybody, there's so many people out there who need this business just as much as they need these products. Everyone is stressed out about money. I guarantee you, if you talk to anyone, they're going to tell you that they need extra money. I don't know anybody that would turn down extra money. So everyone needs this business just as much as the product. So I think looking at it from that perspective, may give you, may open your eyes a little bit when you're talking to people and maybe lead with the business versus just the products. And there is going to be more of that information in the success group. I think Erin said that she was going to be adding something, a couple things. I'm not positive, but I'll check with her, or Kathleen, one of us will check with her. But we do want to get some more business information in there too, for you to use that as a third-party tool, or use any of us in a 3-way chat.
And I do see, we'll get that for you, Rana, that I do see, I put a few of them in there. One of them is called Triplex and Opportunity. It's a video from Ame Darling. Another one was the Journeys video that came up from corporate. But I do know that starting September, they're coming out with a lot new updated videos that we're going to be taking and putting in there as well, especially business stuff. So, and I think I'm not sure if we talked about it on this call last week, but when you start out with the business and lead with the business, if they say no thank you, you just default to the product and say, all right, well, obviously you're going to love the product, so let's talk about those. But
you can't do it the opposite.
You can't do it with the opposite. If they say, oh, you're going to love these products. Oh, no, thank you. Okay, but how about the business? It makes sense.
Right. Right.
So don't be scared to lead with the business. I'm much better with it now. And you don't have to have this huge major success story to say, oh, my business is exploding and you've had one customer. Guess what? That's a big deal. So I just started this wonderful business and lots of my friends are growing and I'm starting right there with them. There's nothing wrong with that. People say, oh, great. Okay. And any way of making extra money? Sure. Great. So let me share a little bit. There it is. So if it's not in Goal Diggers, I'm sure it's there, but we'll put it in there again and just bump it up again. And it's also in the First Steps group as well. So I do know it's there, but we'll definitely put it again in the Goal Diggers group. So once you have, let's go back again, just to make sure you guys get it. You're exposing them to the business using your voice messenger. You're using these words, something like this, not verbatim, because then you sound like you're reading and no one wants to be read to. They want to be spoken to. But expose them to, with information like this, just to take a look. Would you be open to take a look? Sound good? Good. Use these third-party tools, and you guys can think of many more, I'm sure, than what we have right here. Use any of them. And once you do that follow-up and involve them in different questions, the very bottom one is my favorite question. Do you have any other questions or are you ready to jump in? Both options are fine with you, but so you're controlling the parameters of the question and of the conversation. So they won't say, no, thank you. That you could say, all right, what other questions do you have? Because of course they want to join you. So they'll ask them some other questions and you circle back around. Show them another third-party tool or a video. Use those three-way chats for the love of Pete. Oh my gosh, use those three-way chats. And once you do, and you do that again, then you go back and say, do you have any other questions or are you ready to jump in? Right? Sound good. So when you do that, you're going to bring them to the Goal Diggers First Step group. If you haven't been there yet, get there yourself. These 5 things are just the topics where it said, we're not the duplicate part, but how to make a list, verbiage, videos, how to follow up, how to develop silvers. So that's the upgraded part, and that's already there too. So when you have people that don't know what they're doing or how to even begin, it's right there for you. But Val's going to talk about that part.
Yeah. I think for a new person, I mean, this is so duplicatable and all the steps are right there in the First Steps group. But I do think for somebody who just signed on, it may seem slightly overwhelming to go in there and have to read all of that. So I think the best way to do the First Steps group and make sure that they are getting the information that they need is to basically kind of walk through it with them. And, have them read step 1 and say, I'm going to get back to you in a couple days, after you watch the videos and stuff. And then let me know if you have any questions and then we'll move on to the second step. That way you're answering their questions as they're going along and they're not feeling overwhelmed by this, because we want them to in turn do the same thing when they sign somebody. This is all very simple duplication, and all the information is in there, including that sheet. I know Ronette said that she found it, right? Yes. There's a bunch of sheets in there, not just that one, but there is, signing up, signing up somebody as an ambassador. You can keep that on your phone and send that out. I mean, somebody asks you, what are the steps? How do I do this? I mean, preferably, I would say be on the phone with somebody when you're signing them up. But if you can't, you don't have to go through explaining all of that to someone. There's a sheet right there with all the instructions. You can just send it to them and have them ask you questions if needed.
And we use all of the sheets that all of us have ever used. We went to Amy and say, Amy, can you pretty this up and make it so that it's all uniform? So the sheets that are there are ones that we use on a regular basis. So it's not like, oh, this is a fun sheet that we're just throwing out there. It's ones that we have either used or developed ourselves.
Right. And we just had Amy put watercolors on them so that they all looked uniform and pretty. But there's great tools in there. My suggestion would be just to walk through it with new people so that they don't feel overwhelmed by that process. And then when it's their turn, they will want to do the same with their new people. All of this is a duplication process. Everything. I mean, it's doing the same thing over and over again. Like that planner that I have. It's the same thing every single week, basically, with different names on it. Do you know what I mean? And you want your people to see how easy this is too, not just for yourself. So showing your team, the simple steps that can be taken is key so that they understand that this is not as overwhelming as people think. We don't want to make this complicated. It really isn't complicated. So the simpler we keep it, the better off we are. And I think more people will follow you and follow suit and do what you're doing if you keep it as simple as possible.
And that's why we only went through this in a half an hour, because that's all it is. Expose, involve, and upgrade. And ask the questions, open-ended questions, and have a conversation. So, let me share the very end part of it. After you do all of it, and I could show this stuff another time, but all right, here's the December calendar, which is in the Goal Diggers group. I just wanted to re-show it again, and we showed it last week as well. But how simple. Amy put out the IPA challenge for the week. What you need to do. It's all right in the Goal Diggers group. And so the whole week is prepping people, talking to people, working with them so that you can bring them to the 7-day challenge. It no longer is just a slim challenge. It's anything. It's a sample stick. It's a bottle of whatever, anything, because it's all about exposure, showing them how great the products in the company are. Sounds simple, right? And there's challenges and there's giveaways and all that stuff there too. Then next week we have another call, as we always do, at 8:30, but the 17th, see where it says VIP holiday party, instead of doing our 8:30 call, we're doing our fun December giveaway that we do every single December. I think this is like our 4th year doing this stuff. Let me mute that. Hold on a second. And hold on. And Val, you gotta unmute yourself again. Okay. And so that holiday challenge, or the holiday party thing, is a whole bunch of giveaways. Fun stuff. So get yourself active, get your downlines active. Oh, that's one keyword I want to talk to you about. Remind myself, downlines. All right, so get your teams active by the 15th in order for them to participate in the giveaways. Super simple, fun, right? But when you do these 3-way chats with people, which we recommend every single person do them, don't feel that you are that sole person that does this all by yourself. Like, I got this. I don't need anybody else. I can do this. Okay. Well, remember that first picture I showed you in the beginning? That smart people learn from everybody else, and the dumb people think that they already know everything. So if you're not using those third-party tools, which category are you in? Just saying. Anyway, when you do the 3-way chats, don't ever use the words my upline or my sponsor or my leader or my any of that stuff, because then it immediately puts a salesy vibe in there. We don't want that. And all you have to say is my friend, or you say my friend that has been with this company longer or has more information on this topic, something like that. But that's what, and because you don't need to use an upline, you could use a sideline. I did that the other day with somebody that was in the success group that had their testimony in there and it was a wonderful testimony. When I did a 3-way chat, I used that person. I said, hey, would you be willing to do this 3-way chat with me? Because you had this ailment, you've had successes. Can you help me talk to this person? Those are the best, because that's someone completely different than you that has, oh, that's probably my husband, that has the successes that you don't have that information for. So also don't wait, and definitely tell your people when you bring them in, tell them don't wait for success, for your own successes. I hate that, because thinking about someone that's waiting for their fibromyalgia to clear up, or their weight loss success story, or to poop regularly. Don't wait for that. Oh my gosh, if you're waiting for you to poop regularly and then your friend is fibromyalgia, those are completely different animals altogether. I'll wait till I poop so I can help you with your fibromyalgia. Hold on a minute. That's silly talk, right? So there is videos out there of that too. So if you have someone in, that's a wholesale ambassador and says, okay, I'll share when I have success story, there's videos in there too that talk about that. So what else did I, oh yes, the $199 welcome pack. Yes, thank you for that. And oh yeah, do not forget that challenge. Remember guys, we have 9 days left for the corporate incentive of the $199 welcome pack incentive. 3 people will get you $200. 6 people will get you $500, and 10 people will get you $1,000 when you bring people in with the $199 welcome pack. And I love that one. At first, I was a little hesitant about that $199 welcome pack, because, oh, geez, we already have trouble getting people with the 99. Guys, stop. We are putting parameters on them. I talked about this the other day, that if Christine, who's my upline, if Christine had preconceived notions about my budget, then I would never have joined. Because if anyone looked at me and said, oh, geez, they got 1 income, 6 people in their house, oh, gosh, I'm not even going to ask her. Oh, my God, that's horrible. Don't assume people don't have the money. Let them decide what's important enough for their money. So, and yes, okay, absolutely. The savings for the $199 welcome pack are outrageous. What is it, $370 worth of product for $200? And it's amazing how quickly you can share the parts of those welcome packs in order to grow your own business. So. Did we miss anything there?
The welcome pack with the Joyome and everything in it. I mean, that one's fabulous. And
it is.
They get so much for their money.
Absolutely. Oh, and I think Erin did that in the video talking about the Joyome one. She chats with people and says, all right, go to this website, this video, watch this, and then go to my page and look at my Joyome album. If you guys don't have one on your personal wall, make one. I have one. I think there might be one in Success Group as well, but make one yourself. So every time you scroll through and find a cool before and after picture for Joyome, stick it in there, and then it automatically goes in your feed. So
yes, that's the good part about it, because you're just adding pictures to it, and it automatically goes onto your feed. I need more pictures. They can get it on.
And there's tons. Oh my gosh, there's lots.
I have a ton in there. Yeah.
So feel free. Take all of mine, take Val's, take anybody's, and put them in your own. Why not?
Right.
So, anything else? Did we miss anything? I think we got it all. Okay.
I think we got it all.